Hi, everyone. As you know, this is outside of my typical posting schedule, but I really felt this message coming through so strongly for someone today. And so I wanted to get it out into the ether. And I am setting the intention that it will reach whoever needs to hear it right now. So the message coming through is that there is someone who has recently encountered a very deep, powerful, romantic soul connection. And the thing I'm getting about this connection is that for this specific group, this feels like nothing you've ever experienced before. And there is a lot to unpack here, so bear with me as we kind of go through the layers of what is going on here. But there is so much coming through all at once. So the first thing about this person and situation that I want to talk about is they are a physical embodiment of how much you've grown and healed within yourself. Now, of course, that's not to downplay the specialness of this person or this connection that the two of you share uniquely with one another. That's also not to downplay the soul connection that exists here, because I do feel that there's something very spiritual and specifically very spiritually activating happening between the two of you that we will get into. So I'm by no means downplaying that part of your connection. However, it's as though your guides really want you to know, first and foremost, that the reason you were able to attract a connection like this into your life is because you've healed yourself. And I'm hearing that this person could only meet you in this version of you, this version of you that you haven't just unconsciously fallen into. It's the complete opposite. You've worked so hard to become this version of yourself. And I hope that you take a moment today, maybe even while listening to this reading, just to feel that sense of self-pride, to feel so proud of yourself for becoming this version of you, because I feel like that road hasn't been easy, but it's been worth it. And you are going to start noticing that this is the season of your life where all of that work that you've done on yourself is beginning to show in the physical in very noticeable and tangible ways, including in love. So in this instance, this is a romantic person who could only meet you in this version of yourself. And I'm hearing because you've had the courage to meet yourself so deeply, they were now able to meet you. So this is one of those soul connections that just runs right to the core of you, where you and this person connect on such a core level. I'm hearing you feel like home to each other. You may even say that to one another. Like they may tell you that you seem really familiar, or you feel like home, or there's like this natural sense of comfortability and ease around each other. Because in essence, that feeling of home is you feeling a home space frequency within each of you that is very similar, that is shared. So I'm getting that this is one of those connections you could only really meet and align with this way in the physical by peeling back all of these layers of yourself, all of these layers of programming, of maybe limiting belief systems you had in the past. I feel like you've become this like very deeply powerful and confident and self-loving version of you. And now this romantic person, which is also a very high level romantic soulmate or twin flame, there's definitely a soul connection here. They are entering your life to meet you in that frequency and that energy. And I feel that when you met this person, or for some of you, maybe depending on what wave or timeline you are part of, this could be someone that you're meeting in the future, futuristically, that you are sensing. And this video could be a sign of confirmation to keep going in your healing journey, to not lower your standards in love because you're going to meet this person. For others of you, you've already met them, but whenever you do meet them, there's this almost like a feeling of relief, this feeling of confirmation internally, like, yes, I knew all along deep down that if I continued on my healing journey, if I didn't settle for less than I know that I deserve in love, I knew deep down eventually I would meet someone like this. That's kind of the feeling that comes up around this meeting for me. And I'm actually getting that, in a sense, this person entering your life is a gift from the universe, from the divine. And it's essentially meant to also support you in this phase of your journey. What I'm getting is that I am picking up on a collective that is very spiritually oriented, but often unsupported in the 3D. So very much focused on your divine mission, your purpose, your passions, your gifts. You spend a lot of time in 5D. You may spend a lot of time like reading, journaling, meditating, doing shadow work, doing energy work, energy clearing, whatever this is for you, manifesting, creating, channeling. But I feel that often you feel a little bit unsupported in the physical realm, especially when it comes to your interpersonal relationships. And because of this, you've often believed that it's better to be alone because at least when you're alone, there aren't people draining your energy, which sounds like a pessimistic view, but I feel like for you, it's just been the reality of a lot of the relationships that you've had in your life, platonically or romantically, where you've always ended up kind of feeling like you are the one holding the bag in the end. Like you are trying to simultaneously be in the 5D, be focusing on your spiritual mission, your energy work, your manifesting, your all of these things, while at the same time you end up carrying the weight in the physical for that connection as well. And it becomes so burdensome that you've often ended up just deciding that you were happier or more peaceful or fulfilled or able to focus more on your divine mission when you've been on your own. So the collective that I'm speaking to here has been highly independent in the physical for this reason. Even though you are so like divinely supported, I feel like you're someone who receives a lot of divine guidance. You're very connected to your intuition. Your path is very spiritually protected. You may have a close connection to your spirit guides, the universe, your higher self. You're very psychic, but it's almost like you've been holding this space for a romantic connection like this to enter your life, one that can fully meet you where you are on this journey. And because you're so intuitive, you felt it coming before it happened. Again, for some of you, maybe it hasn't happened yet and you're sensing it. But for many of you, it's begun to happen. And it's like this massive confirmation of your intuition. Your intuition the entire time in your love life was telling you not to settle, was telling you to hold this space because something like this was coming for you. And now it's here. And that's why it's coming up in this video. So I feel that, yeah, in essence, this is a gift from the divine, from the universe. It's meant to support you in the physical so that you can focus even more of your energy in the divine realm. And that is actually going to be one sign of this connection. One sign that I'm talking about you here is you will notice that when you are around this person, you feel a deepened sense of peace within yourself rather than chaos. And even after you're in their presence or after a conversation with them, rather than feeling drained, as I get you may be accustomed to feeling in the past, you feel nourished, you feel fueled for your purpose, for your mission. You may even feel literally inspired to take more action steps to better yourself even further, to focus even more on your mission, to create even more when it comes to your passions. And I feel like this is why this connection feels so different to you, because it's so opposite of anything you've experienced in the past. In the past, you found that whenever connections would enter your life, even very powerful, intense, deep soul connections, because of the wounded state that that other person was in, again, even in cases where there was a soul connection, often that soulmate or that twin flame was wounded. And as a result of that, in the physical, their presence would leave you feeling a bit like frazzled or on edge or chaotic, or like you'd have these adrenaline highs, but then come crashing down after. They wouldn't really bring you true peace or support or nourishment or fueling in the physical realm. And that's what makes this connection so different. Because what I'm getting is This is two people coming together, you and this other person, who are both actually very introspective and on their own divine journeys in their own way. These are two individuals who are sourcing their energy from within themselves, but then naturally, because they're coming from that place of wholeness, they're able to support each other in a very mutually beneficial and reciprocated kind of way without one unequally pulling from the other. And I also feel that even in times where you may be focused more during the day on yourself or your goals or your vision, in times when you may have less communication physically with this person, you feel this deep sense of peace and stillness because there is that deep soul connection with them, even in those moments where you aren't physically communicating, but you're also being supported by that connection because it's healed on both sides, because this is someone who's done their healing work just like you've done yours. Not to say we're ever 100% healed. Of course, it's a lifelong journey, but you are both committed to your individual healing journeys. And that's what makes this feel so different. Now, I am going to get into more messages around this person and connection, but if this is you or this is something that you're calling in and you are really wanting to powerfully align with your highest timeline in love, I really recommend my Love Magnetism Subliminal Meditation. This subliminal comes from my Subliminals app, Sound and Soulful. This one is so powerful specifically for the collective resonating with this video because it is designed to connect you with your highest timeline in love and romance, whatever that looks like for you personally, however you personally define that. Regardless of whether you've attracted this person in yet or you are still calling them in, this will help you to become a super powerful magnet in love, not just romantic love, but you'll notice that you start attracting in more adoration, compliments, admiration, positive interactions, positive experiences, amazing friendships, soul-aligned connections of all kinds into your life as a result of meditating with this subliminal, because it's shifting your frequency through the subconscious mind, which is really our subconscious that controls 95% of our thoughts and therefore our energy. So you're reprogramming your subconscious to emanate this powerful magnetic frequency of love that attracts so much love and ease and positivity and softness back into your life in so many different ways, shapes, and forms. And again, specifically in romance, this is going to help you align with your highest vibrational timeline in love, whatever you define that as, whatever that looks like for you personally. So it works by helping you to clear out any blockages you may be storing in the 7 chakras related to love, helping you to really emanate that frequency of pure unconditional love that is the most magnetic frequency on the planet, not just when it comes to your romantic life, but literally when it comes to manifesting anything in your life. So listening to this consistently will really powerfully help you to shift your energy and frequency and attract more of your highest timeline in love and in other areas as well. And again, it comes from my app, Sound and Soulful. In this app, I have over 130 subliminals for love, relationships, money, business, energy clearing, and so many other things as well. There's so much to explore. And when you sign up for a free trial account in the app, you can access any subliminal I've created in 10 different background sound options. You can read the affirmations while you're listening, and you can create your own custom private playlists as well. Subliminals are so effective because they reprogram the subconscious mind. And I've personally seen so many results, shifts, and changes using my own subliminals, using my own app every single day. I still meditate with it every day. So I really recommend checking it out. And the link to get started and download the app is in the pinned comment and description box underneath this video. Okay, so let's go ahead and get more into this beautiful romantic love connection that's also very soul deep that seems to be coming up for you here. So I'm hearing the words, this person feels the same way about you as you do about them. Everything here feels highly mirrored between the two of you. So if you'd been having any doubts or any confusion, like, is this person feeling it too, or is it just me? This is your sign of confirmation that they are absolutely feeling the same way. I feel like whenever you feel love towards them, they're feeling love towards you. And honestly, even whenever you begin to feel doubts creeping in, I feel those are mirrored as well. I feel like I'm hearing too good to be true. I feel like you might find yourself at times wondering, is this too good to be true? But ironically, the other person is thinking the same way. They're wondering, this feels too good to be true. Can I hold on to this person, this amazing collective that's come into my life? I feel like they are thinking that way about you. Everything is so matched and mirrored between the two of you, which is part of why focusing on clearing and shifting your own energy will naturally really amplify this connection and harmonize it in the physical as well, because what's happening within you energetically is being mirrored by this person energetically as well. So I'm going to go ahead and pull some cards for this situation. And I just want to know, I'm hearing something about cooking, but also music. Maybe this will be someone that you really connect with over music, or maybe one of you is a musician, or this is someone who cooks for you or wants to cook for you or something like that. Yeah, this is someone who wants to take action towards you with the action card. I'm getting the word consistency. So this is someone who's very consistent with you. And with the root chakra in the upright position, this feels incredibly grounding in the physical realm. So this is a connection that I feel like you are very powerful in the crown chakra, the third eye chakra, the throat chakra, the heart chakra. And you've worked on balancing and stabilizing your lower chakra systems as well. But I do feel that it's easier for you to feel spiritually connected at times than it is for you to feel grounded in the physical, if that makes sense, even though that is something that you've been healing. And I feel like this person is almost being sent by the divine as this gift that is meant to help you feel even more grounded and stabilized in the physical. Because what I'm getting is, you've been learning to do that independently, to kind of do it all, so to speak. And you've become very adept at that. You've learned how to master, well, your upper chakras you were naturally gifted in, I feel, from a young age. You've always had this open connection to spirituality, to your intuition, to your voice, to your heart. But I feel like you've been learning how to balance that with the lower chakras. You've been learning how to be present with your life, how to stabilize yourself in the physical, to be confident within yourself, all of those things. And so it's like you've healed to this point where you are becoming more whole and balanced within, but now you've magnetized in this gift from the universe in the form of this romantic person who's going to make all of that even easier. It's almost like their energy is saying, yes, you've learned to stabilize yourself. You've learned to care for yourself, but you don't always have to do it on your own. You can be supported. You can open yourself to being supported. And I'm getting the affirmation, I can open myself to being supported. And that may even be an affirmation that you want to write in the comments section to really lock in this energy. I can open myself to being supported, because I feel that there may be moments even for you where you wonder, is this too good to be true? Can I sustain this connection? Whatever the case may be. But again, the other person is feeling the same way. I'm hearing everything I've ever wanted. I feel like when they look at you, they see everything that they've ever wanted. They find you to be very motivating and inspiring, but I feel like you feel the same way about them as well. That again, like we said earlier, something very different for you about this connection is that it actually inspires you towards taking action when it comes to your passions, your goals, your dreams, all of those things. It's like actually allowing you in a very beautiful way to focus more of your energy in the spiritual realm, because they are helping you to feel more tethered and grounded and stabilized and supported in the physical realm. It's very much a divine counterpart kind of partnership energy where they are stabilizing you more in the physical. And then you are able, because of that, to feel like you can pour more of your energy, your essence, your creativity into channeling, into creation, into energy work, all of those things that I feel I'm hearing undistracted. It's almost like you can do those things without needing to constantly move between stabilizing yourself and then shifting into the crown chakra energy. And again, you've learned how to do that. You can bounce between the two, but having this kind of union or this connection with this counterpart soul is actually making it so much easier. They're helping to provide this stabilizing partnership kind of force in your life. And I'm getting that I'm picking up on a collective who's literally never had this in a romantic relationship before. This is so novel for you. I'm getting that, in fact, because you've never had this, you may have truly wondered for a long time, like, what really is the appeal of being in a partnership or being in a romantic relationship? Because you may have thought to yourself, like, it feels like whenever I'm in a relationship, I'm giving and giving and giving and draining myself and depleting myself, but not really getting anything in return. And I feel that's why you've been on such an independent journey. But it's like, this is the universe saying, like, yes, you've been on this journey to heal yourself, and it's all been sacred. It's all been aligned. However, you've now healed to the point where you're ready to attract in the kind of partnership that is going to truly be able to give to you in the way that you give to others. And it's actually going to support you in doing all of the things you love to do, in creating in the ways you want to create, in sharing your voice, in exploring the cosmos, the spiritual realm, whatever the case is, while at the same time being in this beautiful, grounded partnership. That's kind of the energy of what I'm picking up on here. Now, there is one more thing that I wanted to bring through about your connection with this person, and it is that I'm hearing something about how you mirror to each other some, like, I don't want to say it's like a missing piece, because I feel you've both been on this healing journey. You've learned to become whole and complete within yourself. But I almost get the sense, this is the best way I can describe it, that when you're around each other, you activate a dormant part of the other. So I feel that, for example, you activate a part of this person that has been dormant for a long time. This may also be part of why you feel like home to them, because I feel like you activate a part of them that is very creative or emotional or more expressive or spiritually connected, even if they wouldn't use those words necessarily to describe this part of themselves. It's like you activate that part of them. And I feel like it's been dormant for a really long time. I'm hearing for some of them, it may have been because of karmic connections or marriages or relationships that they were in that kind of like stifled or stuffed down that piece of them that you are now activating. And it's almost like they didn't even realize that that part of them was unfulfilled or was dormant, or that like they were missing it until they met you or until they connected with you. Now, in the reverse of that, I feel this person activates something within you as well. And I feel that this is more physically oriented. I feel like this person activates for you this desire to be more in the moment, to live your life more fully, to like explore in the physical realm. For example, this may be someone that you go out like on dates with, or exploring with, or like traveling with, or just like really experiencing and enjoying the physical world, like being human in this world, which sounds so strange, but you are such an ancient soul here on earth, and you are so like divinely oriented that I feel for the collective I'm speaking to, at times it feels ungrounding. Like it sounds strange, but I know you'll get what I'm saying. It's like sometimes you forget to be human or to just like enjoy this experience here on earth. And I feel like this person activates that dormant part of you and makes you want to like blossom and open up and enjoy the present moment more and explore and like have these tangible, visceral, amazing experiences in life. So it's like you activate these opposite aspects within each other that neither of you really fully recognized were unfulfilled until you meet and connect with the other. So that is the last thing that I wanted to say here, although I'm sure there will be more messages on this person in the future. And if you do want to stay tuned for that, subscribe to the channel and be sure to turn on notifications as well, so you get notified right away whenever I post new downloads and content like this. If you do want to check out my subliminal for love magnetism to really align with your highest timeline in love and to attract in your desires from the heart space, then the link to get my subliminals app is in the pinned comment and description box. Otherwise, I am wishing you a beautiful day. Have a wonderful remainder of your evening or day wherever you are in the world. And I will connect with you here again in the next video.